In the last video, we looked at tables. In this video, we're going to look at styling your HTML, and we're going to look briefly at CSS. Now, this is not a course on CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. However, if you want to make your HTML documents come alive, you want to add colors, you want to add more formatting to your HTML documents, then you need to add CSS to your HTML. Now, in this video, we're going to look at basic CSS so that you have an understanding of how that works. Then you have this basic understanding of how to use CSS. So I'm just going to save this file as styles by doing save as, and I'm going to do styles.html. And I'm going to just save that as styles. Of course, if you want to see everything you have, go to all files and you see everything you have. And then I'm going to change the name of this document right here to styles, and do that. And then I'm going to change the title to styles. Okay, styles. So I'm going to do a file and save and refresh, and then I have a file. So just for us to know that we're on the styles page, I'm going to do h1. I'm going to do styles, basic styles, and I'm going to close out that h1 right there. If I do a file and I save, I refresh. Okay, so there I have it. Now, how do styles work? Well, styles can be added to your HTML tags as attributes. And when you add these styles to your HTML as attributes, you can control or change the way things are displayed, arranged, colored, and things like that on your HTML documents. Let's start by changing the background of this page from white to maybe blue. Now, if you are going to do that, what do? We go into the body tag. Remember, the body tag covers everything. Like, the body tag covers everything. Every content that we are putting on our site or on our page is housed inside the body tag. So I'm just going to add an attribute to this, and I'm going to just call it a style attribute, and then I'm going to do equal to, and then I'm going to define what it is I want that, or what style I want to apply. For now, I'm going to apply the background color. So I'm just going to do background, and I'm going to do color. Now, you should always note that when you write HTML, your spellings should be in American English, not the British English, so that you don't end up with errors. So color is C-O-L-O-R and not C-O-L-O-U-R. And then once you define the style you want to apply, you do a colon, and then you put in the color, which is blue. So I'm going to do blue. I'm going to do file, I'm going to save, and if I do a refresh, you can see the background has now changed to blue. So what have I done? I have been able to apply a background to this page. Now, this is basic styling. And I can go ahead to do the same thing to probably the h1 tag here by doing style and equals, and then this time around I'm not doing a background color, I'm just doing a color, and then I do a semicolon, and I can do, since I have a blue background, I can just do white right there. And if I do a file and I save and I refresh, there you have it. So now I have a white text on top of a blue background, and that's how styles work. And then I can go ahead and say, let me give a style to this table and I say color, probably let's try yellow. And if I do a file and I save and I refresh, you can now see I have a blue background, I have my text is white, and I have my table coming out as yellow. Then of course you can decide to change the size of your font. You can decide to change the alignment of your text or your table or whatever it is you want to do. For instance, if I want to change the size of this font basic styles, for instance, I can just do style right there equals, and I go fonts and I do size. So these are CSS being applied to my HTML document. So if you really want to go into formatting your HTML documents, then you have to now add CSS to it. So there will be a separate course on CSS where you can now see how CSS works and how you can apply it. But for now, we're going to do just basic CSS stuff. So you can have font size, and then you have a semicolon, and then you add the size that you want. For instance, I can say I want my font size to be 46px, that's pixels. And if I do that and I do a file and I save and I refresh, you can now see I have a bigger font size. I can say, okay, I want my font size to be 100px, that's pixels. And if I do a file and I save and I do a refresh, you can see I have that. So this is basic CSS, and this is how you begin to make your HTML come alive. So once you begin to apply CSS to your basic HTML, what you already know, you can now begin to combine all these things to begin to lay out your websites, lay out your web pages, and you can pretty much make things come alive and do what you want it to do and look how you want it to look. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.